Puerto Rico, guys. Welcome back to my channel, guys. We've docked on our first day of excursions and we are in San Juan. This is the capital and largest city of Puerto Rico and is probably the most popular center for Puerto Rican vacations. Known for its rich culture, vibrant history, this place was poppin'. Almost immediately you would find tour guides, street vendors, restaurants lining the streets, all for the visiting tourists. And you can already see that people are shopping, and there's a bunch of great stuff here, a lot of them handmade. The weather here, it's a little gray, as you can see behind me, and that's our ship right there. It's a little gray, but I think it should clear up here later. The weather is a little bit muggy, it's humid. It's not too bad. It's gonna be 80 something degrees today. We're gonna make the most of it. So we have until 3:30 to get back to the ship. We're just doing our own walking tour. You can feel free to do tours on paid excursions, but I think we're just gonna go this route because we don't really know what else we're gonna do. So we're just gonna do our own thing right now. Not gonna lie, we were kind of relieved we found a Walgreens because a lot of us stocked up on some toiletries and other miscellaneous items. But one thing that I thought was interesting is that Puerto Rico is part of the U.S. jurisdiction, so their currency is actually the U.S. dollar, and if you do decide to come to Puerto Rico for vacation, no passport is needed. Our group of friends toured Old San Juan ourselves. A couple of our friends had done some research and kind of led the way. And I would say one day is enough to tour Old San Juan. Walking along, you'll notice brightly colored houses lining the blue cobblestone streets and a bunch of old doors you'll find along the way. And I had to take a photo with it because I just love old architectural details like that. We noticed that every few homes had some kind of construction going on, and I don't know if it was preserving its colonial details or even injecting some modern design, but a lot was happening. All right.
Hey, we got a Cambodian tour guide. Otherwise known as Parque de las Palomas.
Okay, cool. As our friend said, we've arrived at the Parque de las Palomas, which also means Pigeon Park. So you'll notice a whole bunch of pigeons. It's like a pigeon colony, and you'll have a little kiosk there that sells bird feed so that you're able to feed the pigeons. But this has been around since the 18th century. You get views of San Juan Bay and pretty much most of Old San Juan.
Palomas? The birds.
Then why is there that drink Paloma?
Parque de las Palomas. Let me see if I can translate this. For many years, families in San Juan have brought children here to feed pigeons. Palomas.
Throughout Old San Juan, you'll find these informational plaques situated in random areas, especially at popular landmarks, telling you the history of the area.
Let me know if it's worth it.
Does he have power to go up?
He does.
Power? Oh, it's for this to go up?
It looked like a little
I know,
sun area,
yeah,
so
yeah.
that's all left. I'm not gonna
Go ahead, man. You can go down there.
Oh, shoot.
Check it out.
Look at these doors. $17.49. That's pretty ancient. What's Paseo del Moro mean? Where's Hector? Hector. What does Paseo del Moro mean? Or does it mean National Recreational Trail?
No, it doesn't.
Okay. If you didn't notice, but when we were down at the boardwalk, you'll see this massive protective wall, almost like a retaining wall, surrounding all of San Juan that spans about 3 miles. It was constructed in the early 1600s and continued to get extended over the years. Some areas are as thick as 25 feet. We've arrived at Castillo San Felipe del Moro, or El Moro Fort for short. Construction began in 1539 and is one of 2 forts and part of the San Juan National Historic Site. This is the largest fort built by Spain in the Caribbean. After hanging out in the area for a bit, a friend of ours had alerted me of an above-ground cemetery that's just beyond those walls over there. It's supposedly deemed as one of the most beautiful cemeteries in the world. Now, this colonial-era cemetery sits along the coast of the Atlantic Ocean. Heading closer, knowing that I was going to be near the cemetery, I had an eerie but peaceful feeling almost. So this is actually called the Santa Maria Magdalena de Pazzi's Cemetery. I'm not sure if I said that right. I'm sorry if I butchered it, but it is definitely one of the most beautiful. Now, believe me or not, I think I might have had an encounter. I came across this wall here, kind of went over it, and you can see here how high it is. And if I were to fall off that thing, I would be a goner. But I did notice there was somebody behind me that she looked like a Caucasian woman. She had this kind of blank stare and she was solid, but I looked back just a little bit and then I looked back again and she was gone. I looked around the corner, no one was there. I asked my friends if they saw somebody behind me or following me. They saw nobody. And that right there gave me the heebie-jeebies, and I'm just glad that I didn't freak out because that would have been horrible. As we were making our way back to the docks, it was like 25 or 30 minutes away. We were looking actually for a restaurant to eat at before heading back. And I was walking with a friend down the hills of Old San Juan, and it was a little bit wet in this one area, and I slipped and fell hard. I had a big bruise, and it went away after a couple days, but oh man, my hand was hurting so bad. We finally found ourselves at Restaurante Races, and I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but this came highly recommended from a friend of a friend. Basically, they serve Puerto Rican eats, which includes rice and beans, seafood, fried green plantains, and mofongo, which was kind of interesting, but it was pretty good. And they also serve a variety of cocktails. There was a good amount to choose from, but I felt like it was overwhelming, and maybe because I'm not familiar with Puerto Rican food, but there's just so much on the menu that I didn't know what to pick. So a lot of us picked, like our tried and trues, and the only really new thing that we've tried was the mofongo. We finally made it back to the docks, and it was about a short 10-minute walk from the restaurant. You can see that there are a few ships that have docked right next to our ship, and this is where you will find the large I Love Puerto Rico sign. And obviously we all had to take photos right next to it to commemorate our time there. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Please give me a like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you subscribe, please make sure you hit that notification bell so that you're updated of new videos. I upload every Sunday. Stay tuned for next time as we take you to Amber Cove, Dominican Republic. Have a good rest of your weekend, and I'll see you in the next one.